Okay, this is the second time I've tried doing this. For some reason it just turned itself off, the video. I don't know why. Anyways, it's a touchy subject for me, this, so I probably won't end up putting this on YouTube. But if I do, I do. Whatever. Anyway, I'm hoping talking about it might help me to get over it. I don't know if it will or it won't, but you can only try, can't you? So here we go then. In 2014, my mum, she died from hepatitis C, which she contracted because she was addicted to heroin. Now, I've never touched drugs myself. You know, seeing what it does to people, you know, I'm glad, in a way I'm glad I saw, because it put me off. It really did put me off. I'm not interested in anything like that. I'll have a drink every now and again. That's it. I don't, I'm not interested. I've never smoked or anything like that. I've never taken any illegal drugs. Just not interested. Don't want to know. I mean, my dad died as well, but I'll talk about that another time maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I don't know exactly when she contracted the hepatitis C, but the way that hepatitis C works is, in case anybody doesn't know, is that it attacks the liver. Now, the liver is the body's most regenerative organ. It can take a lot of damage, but eventually, it's getting attacked and attacked and attacked all the time. The liver actually starts to form scar tissue that it can't regenerate after so much time. I think I was told it was from when it's diagnosed, it's usually about 10 years, and then it's a death. It's a death sentence, basically. She could have gone and had an injection, which I didn't realise until after it was too late. But I knew about it, but I don't know. She wouldn't go anywhere. But I should have forced her maybe. But I didn't really understand what the situation was when I first found out about it. I found out in 2000, and she died in 2014, which I'm not ready to talk about how the day that happened. I'm not going to talk about that. But anyway, she could have gone and had this injection, and she wouldn't go. She wouldn't go to the doctors for anything, and I don't blame her, because of the way she got treated in the hospitals. When she did go in, she tried to commit suicide a few times because of depression, and for the most part, because it said certain things on her files, they just looked down on her, that's not their place to judge somebody, in my opinion. When you're all clapping the NHS, that you should know that they do look down on people, or they do in the hospital near us anyway. I mean, I've not been to every hospital in the country, so obviously I can't say it's everywhere, but the one near us, that's what they were like. So I didn't go out and clap for them. I'm sorry, I won't do it anyway because it's really cringy, but even so, I have my reasons, But anyway, I'm not criticising everybody who works for the NHS either, but bad experiences anyway, like I said. Anyway, I was there with her. I probably will talk about the day she went. I'll try and keep this under 10 minutes as well. What happened was, she, about 12 months before, her stomach had swollen up and she had to go into hospital. Like, she was sat down but her stomach was touching her knees. It was swollen up that much because of water retention, because her liver had started to, to stop working. So we went into hospital and everything, and we were there for hours on end, and then they give us some water tablets, and she couldn't have salt in her diet, things like that. And I'm telling this mostly because people need to know. that if you do stupid things like injecting drugs, could happen to you. I think, I didn't start making this video with that in mind, but it's a good point to make. If you start doing things like that, there's a price that you're going to pay, and this is it. I'm sorry I'm rambling, I know, partly because I don't like talking about it. I feel like a traitor to her. But we didn't have a great childhood. We didn't have holidays and things like that. We didn't get fed properly most of the time because of she was buying these things with the money. I don't even want to say it, but it's true. It's not I feel like it's somehow I'm to blame, but how am I to blame? I was a child at the time. It's nothing to do with me, but that's the way it makes me feel. I'll try and wrap it up anyway. The night that she died, her stomach swelled up again, and she, obviously she was feeling ill, so she went to bed early. I'd made her some tea and she went to bed early, and then she started being sick. Now, because she was tired, she didn't want the light on in her room, so she was being sick in this bucket, and I couldn't see what it was. And I found out later it was blood. So the bucket was full, that's how much came out of her. So I went and emptied it. That's more or less when I realised that it was blood, but a lot of it was black to begin with, but there was blood in it. So she was sick for maybe 20 minutes, and then she lay down to go back to sleep. I went into the living room doing whatever it was I was doing, and then she screamed, and she started getting sick again, and this time it just went. I couldn't get the bucket to her in time. It went everywhere, all over her, all over me, all over the walls. And it was black still, and it had blood, but it had blood in it, and there were like chunks of something in it that I didn't realise what it was at first. I think now, thinking about it, it was part of a kidney maybe. I mean a liver. There were big pieces as well. Then she had a fit on the bed, and she just I thought she died then, but she hadn't done. Before that happened though, I did get annoyed with her, and I had a row with her. It was in between going back in the living room and coming back, which I wish I hadn't done that, but there's nothing I could do about it. There's nothing I can do about it now. And anyway, she was the kind that got her annoyed. It took her a long time to calm down, so she didn't really. There wasn't any period of calming down really in between the argument I had with her. Because basically I was saying, you're going to die, and I don't want you to. And she took that as. She took it the wrong way. I didn't mean it the way it came out. I shouted at her. I shouldn't have shouted at her, but I couldn't help it. I told her a long time ago, you don't stop doing the things you're doing, I'm going to watch you die. And then it happened. And I did end up watching her die. But she wouldn't listen. Anyway, she'd started being sick again, and it went all over everything, including me, like I said. I'd phoned an ambulance. It took them 40 minutes to come. She'd had this fit in between. She'd woke up again, but she was saying like her skin felt like it were on fire. Don't touch me, she said. My skin's on fire. Or something. It might not have been those words, it was something like that. So they came. First of all, it was just a nurse. It wasn't an ambulance. So I don't know what the point of that was. Couldn't do anything for her. Then the ambulance came and they took her to hospital. I'm missing a lot of stuff out here because I'm having to force myself to talk about it and think about it, and I don't really want to think about it, but at the same time I can't stop thinking about it. I think about it all the time. I mean, sometimes I think, could I have done more? Did I not do enough? Maybe I didn't, I don't know. I did try and get her to stop doing the things she was doing. I remember because she couldn't have... No, I don't matter, we'll talk about that another time. So she went to hospital and then I was there with her till about 2 a.m. and they said they're giving her some kind of experimental treatment. But they said she's getting better, you know, she's going to be okay. They told me those words, she's going to be okay. Go home, come back in the morning. So because she was still rowing with me, she was like, I said, should I go home? She was like, I don't care. So I thought, right, I will go home then, because other things that had happened and I was annoyed with her at the time. You know, looking back now, I wish I'd have stayed. If I could go back in time and change it, I would, but I can't, can I? So I went home, got up early the next day, went and bought some new pyjamas, and some fruit and stuff to take in. I was just about to walk onto the ward they told me to go to when they rang me up. Oh, the specialist needs to see you. We didn't know where you'd gone. They told me to go home. And they didn't know where I was. They had my phone number. Why didn't they ring me? So they're liars. I told them on the desk. And I told one of the others as well. But they said, oh, we didn't know where you were. And she died 5 minutes before I could go and see her. And they didn't tell me. So that's the NHS. I'm supposed to... Can't do it, sorry. I don't know if this has made any sense. I'm trying not to get annoyed. It annoys me when I think about that. We didn't know where you were. They told me to go home. They told me she was getting better and she was going on a ward. Why did they tell me that if it wasn't true? I didn't even get to say goodbye to her. Or make up with her. Now I have to have that hanging over my head for the rest of my life. So thank you for that. Thank you very much. You know, I didn't do it on purpose, but I don't care. It's not the point, is it? Anyway, that's the end of the video. I don't think anybody's going to see it, but if I do decide to upload it, then fair enough. And, you know, if you work for the NHS, I don't mean it personally against anybody. I really don't. But it's like a wound that won't close up. And there's nothing I can do. There's nothing else I can say. That's the only way I can explain it. Because I would have stayed, and I could have at least got to have said goodbye to her, and it would have been my choice. But I was told she's getting better. They didn't even try and ring me until like 10 o'clock the next morning when I managed to get to the hospital, because I had to go on the bus. If they told me, don't go, stay, there's a chance she might not, she might not see another day, I would have stayed. But they didn't do that. And it's not fair. But I know life isn't fair anyway, but whatever, anyway, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching.